Hello and welcome back to the Georgian College Athletic Centre in Barrie, Ontario. Happy New Year and welcome back for more Georgian volleyball action. It's a new year, but the same goal for a strong Georgian volleyball team that sits at 8-1 on the season with their eyes set on a run at the OCAA Championship in March. Fleming comes into the night 3-7 on the year and hoping for improvement in 2019. They face former teammate turned foe Eric Perot, who was with the Knights in the years past, but transferred to Georgian for this season. We're underway. And getting the first point. It's up for grabs still. A great rally ongoing. Pro pops in the air. Gray sets to Romero with a tip, finding the open floor. Georgian on top first. They get out to a 1-0 lead to start things off. It's Mitch Armstrong to serve for the Grizzlies. With the set. Blocked at the net. Liam Gray got up and got his hands on that. He was joined by Darian Haynes. Duo form a solid wall, get the block. Georgian up 2-0. Armstrong to serve again. That's set for number 8. Dion Pearson-Laviolette earning the point for his Fleming squad. Nick Bride to serve. Romero receives the serve. Gray now setting to Haynes. Blocked at the net. Ball still alive. Armstrong plays it over. Sorry, that was Perot. And Crane sets it. Gray now pops into the air, and Perot will tip it over. Falls to the floor. Eric Perot getting points for the Grizzlies, now up 3-1. And for Fleming, they've been a different team on the road than they have been at home. While they sit 0-6 at home, they're 3-1 on the road and hoping to build on those successes here tonight. They find themselves trailing early. Liam Gray with a solid serve over the net. Crane sets it to Pearson-Laviolette. Gray now pops in the air, and Eric Perot goes for it. Miscommunication by the Knights. They run into each other and get called for a double touch now. Grizzlies on a bit of a roll to start things off, up 4-1 in the first set. Liam Gray with the serve for the Grizzlies. Struck hard, and that's an ace, adding to his total. Back-to-back aces for Liam Gray. Is that for Georgian or for the OCAA? All of OCAA? Cool. Gray to serve again. Ball's up. Off the arms, and 3 aces, all back-to-back. Forces Fleming to call a timeout. Great start for Georgian, find themselves up 6-1 early in this first set. Head coach Mike Belzy will take a minute, talk things over with his Fleming group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I should, yeah. So Chris, like, does that count as an ace there? It goes off the arms and out? Yeah? Okay, I thought so. Cool. Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did say it.
Whenever he hits 8, Henry's going to tell me.
Okay, cool. The two teams return to the floor, and Liam Gray returns to the service line for his 4th attempt in a row. He's coming off of 3 straight aces. See if he can do it again. Help from the net, it goes over. Crane sets. Blocked at the net by Perot and Haynes. Great job. Liam Gray remains at the line now. Something to keep an eye on, that he's 5 aces away from tying the OCAA record for career aces. Off the net, fielded by the Knights. Crane now setting, falling to the floor. Point earned by Joel Howes. Dion Pearson Laviolette to serve. Gray to Perot. Fleming's going to be called for being under the net. That was number 10. Brad Crane there called for it. Crane. Howes takes advantage of that one, popped up at the net. That was Colin Crane with the set. Finished by Joel Howes. Now Brad Crane with the serve. Pro reaches for that, keeps it in bounds. Block, attempted block at the net there by Haynes and Bowen Mitten. It got through and falls to the ground. Officials are going to talk things over. Point is awarded to the Grizzlies, however, to force another official to come over and talk about it. Fleming feels strongly that the point should go their way. And the call is reversed. So Fleming gets what they feel they are owed, and they're down 5 here in the first set. Brad Crane with the serve. A bullet over the net. Perot did a good job handling it. Sets up Haynes for an easy kill there. That's a big strike by Darian Haynes. Sends himself to the service line with a 6-point lead in the first set. Haynes' serve is up. Crane tipping it over, but Gray's there. Haynes now to Perot. Perot through the block. It falls to the floor, extending the lead to 7 for the Grizzlies. Darian Haynes will serve once again. Crane to Crane. Big kill there by Howes. Nick Bride checks into the game. It's Howes to serve. Missing on that one. Point goes Georgian's way. They'll maintain a 7-point lead, and Bowen Mitten to the service line. Schuller to Crane to Bride. Off hands of Thorup, falling to the ground. Fleming gets the point. Now it's Colin Crane to serve. Thorup pops it in the air. Now Gray with the set. Far side, Romero. Goes off a block, but getting some help. Rolling off a couple of arms and to the ground. Georgian gets the point. They made the play at the net, Fleming did, but unable to track the ball as it fell to the ground. Jordy Romero with the serve. A little long and out of bounds. Fleming given the freebie. Spencer Barrie now to serve. Serve is up. Romero pops it in the air. Gray far side to Perot. Well struck, but a big block at the net. Pearson Laviolette paired up with Spencer Barrie. they formed a wall, and unable to get through that was Eric Perot. Barrie with the serve. Gray to Perot. That's a kill for Eric Perot. Going against his former squad. Transferred to Georgian for this season. Certainly had his calendar highlighted for this matchup. Couple kills early in the game. Armstrong gets some help from the net and gets an ace. It's a 7-point lead for the Grizzlies midway through the first set. Mitch Armstrong to serve again. Crane to Crane. Bride puts it over, and now Georgian trying to chase down the ball, unable to do so. It falls to the floor. The Knights get the point. Howe's checking into the game now. It's Nick Bride to serve. Romero, Gray, Mitten, and that one misses. Fleming gets back-to-back points. Bride back at the service line. It's up. Romero pops it in the air. Now Gray with the set to Sorry, that was Darian Haynes earning the point for the Grizzlies. Deflected at the net and falling to the floor. Now Liam Gray back to serve. Crane to Pearson Laviolette. He gets backed up by Barrie, and Crane pops it over, but out of bounds. Georgian gets the point. Liam Gray back to serve. Gray with the serve, and that's an ace for Liam Gray, his fourth of the night. And another timeout has to be called by the Fleming bench, unable to deal with Liam Gray's hot serve. He's got 4 aces on the night. They'll talk things over and hope to regroup coming out of the break. It's Georgian on top, 18-10 in the first set. Liam Gray back to serve for the Grizzlies. They've got an 18-10 lead. Crane. Blocked to the net by Haynes. Crane will put it back up, and Howes gets it to go over. Pro's there to help. And now Mitten with the tip right to the open space. Great touch on the ball there, getting to float over the block at the net. It falls to the floor, giving the Grizzlies another point. They're up 9. Gray back to serve. Missing on that one. Gray's serve a little wide and out of bounds. Pearson Laviolette with the serve. Thorpe pops it up. Gray now over to Mitten. Mitten will try again, and he gets it. Off the block, goes out of bounds. Gets the point for the Grizzlies. Eric Perot with the serve. Off of Joel Howes and out of bounds. Perot gets the point for the Grizzlies, now up 10, 21 to 11. Crane. Howes plays it over. Now Perot with the big kill. Nothing the Knights could do about that one except try and get in the way. They couldn't do so. It hits floor. Grizzlies up 11. This time Perot's serve goes into the net. Gives the Knights a bit of life here in the first set. They need to make a push as they get the ball back now. Down 10, 22 to 12. Brad Crane with the serve. Too much on that one, it goes out of bounds, and that's a freebie for the Grizzlies, up 23 to 12. Darian Haynes. Serve is good. And a lift called on Crane there. Now Darian Haynes with set point for Georgian. Off the net, and Schuller plays it. Howes gets up. Blocked by Armstrong, but blocked and then out of bounds. Point goes Fleming's way. Down 11 late in the first set. All the Grizzlies need is 1 point to wrap up this first set. Joel Howes to serve for the Knights. Thorup to Gray, who pops it up for Bowen Mitten. Off a hand, off of Fleming and out of bounds. That point goes Georgian's way, and they wrap up the first set. A dominant first set win. They take it 25-13 and look to keep it going in the second set. Colin Crane back to serve for the Knights and get the second set underway. Serve is up, and it's Perot playing it to Gray. Gray taking advantage of it, catches the Fleming defense sleeping, tips it over to the open space. Georgian with an early lead in the second set. Liam Gray with the serve for the Grizzlies. Crane to Howes. Romero with a diving save. Now Gray with the set. A little off the mark. Haynes believed he had Perot behind him. Not the case, and it falls to the floor. Fleming gets an easy one. They knot things up at 1 early in the second set. Joel Howes now serving for the Knights. Howes serving it right into the net. Gives the point away to the Grizzlies. Eric Perot now serving. Howes pops it up. Crane with the set to Crane. And getting the point there. That was number 10, Brad Crane. Nick Bride to serve. Romero to Gray. Back to Romero, who just has to try and bump over a free ball. Miscommunication again between Gray and Darian Haynes. Haynes kind of stepped off of it. I think the ball was intended for Romero. However, the pass was just off the mark, unable to make it work. Fleming gets a point and gets a 3-2 lead here in the second set. Romero to Gray. Perot will step up on it, throwing it over the net, off a Knight and out of bounds. It's a good take by Eric Perot. Saw that ball up in the air and just went right for it. Got the point for the Grizzlies. Knotted up at 3. Second set. Darian Haynes with the serve. Too much on that one. It sails out of bounds. Fleming back out on top. Dion Pearson Laviolette now serving. Romero to Gray. Mitten steps up on it. Pearson Laviolette helps him out. Now Crane with the set to Pearson Laviolette. He bumps it over. Thorup, Gray, Armstrong with the tip. It's kept alive by Crane. Colin Crane now keeping it alive. Blocked to the net by Romero. Second attempt on it. Howes in the backcourt to keep it alive. Colin Crane to Brad Crane. Tipped. Gray's there. Thorup steps up. And Mitten goes for the kill and gets it. Good rally for the Grizzlies. Tracked that volleyball, not letting it hit the floor, and they are awarded the point. The official is going to have a quick word with Fleming. Spencer Barrie went over to talk to him. Bowen Mitten to serve for Georgian. It's all tied up at 4 in the second set. Schuller to Crane. Tipped over. Good take there by the Knights on offense. They get the point. Fleming and Georgian going point for point here in the second set. A big kill by Mitch Armstrong. Another point for the Grizzlies. Back and forth action here. It's all tied up at 5. And they'll continue to go point for point here. Fleming gets it. They've got a 6-5 lead here in the second set. Howes serves. Inbounds. That's an ace for Joel Howes. The Georgian side, just no one went for it. Falls to the ground. Fleming had the biggest lead of the game, up 2 points. Howes serves, and that's an ace. Reed Saxby head coach of the Grizzlies, forced to take a timeout as his Grizzlies team lets up 3 straight points, and they're trailing 8-5 in this second set. They'll talk things over. Joel Howes with the serve. A little help from the net, gets over though. Now Liam Gray sets it to Perot. Second chance opportunity there. He takes advantage of it. He was blocked at the net, but came right back to him. Second chance, he knew what to do with it. Gets the point for the Grizzlies. Mitch Armstrong to serve. Armstrong serve is up. Barrie, Crane, back to Barrie. Blocked at the net, off the hands of Crane, who tried to get things reset. Goes out of bounds. Georgian with back-to-back points coming out of the timeout break. They'll look to tie things up on this possession. Mitch Armstrong to serve again. Crane to Crane, played over. Perot now a chance for the kill. It's handled by the Fleming defense. Haynes missed as it hit the net, but Gray kept alive. Armstrong plays it over. And now a big block by Darian Haynes. Nick Bride tried to play it over on the Fleming side, but Darian Haynes says no, gets the point for his Grizzly team. It's all knotted up at 8 in the second set. Barrie to Scholler. Scholler plays it over. Mittens there. Gray, far side for Perot. Perot, big kill, big point for the Grizzlies. Up 9-8 in the second set. Mitch Armstrong with the serve. A little too much. Goes out of bounds, and now we're all tied up once again, 9-9. Colin Crane to serve. Romero to Gray to Haynes. Off the arms of Colin Crane, out of bounds. Hard to defend that. Very well struck ball at the net. Point goes Georgian's way. Liam Gray to serve. Up 10-9. Gray's serve into the net this time. Barrie with the serve for the Knights. Romero plays it to Gray, back to Perot. Tipped at the net and kept alive by the Knights. Now Crane plays it over. Thorup dives to keep it alive. Gray plays it to Mitten. It's a tip. Fleming's going to be called for being under the net. That's a point for the Grizzlies. Eric Perot to serve. Powerful serve, but handled by Scholler. And Crane went for it, but it hit, I think they're calling that it hit the post on the net, ruled out of bounds. Point goes Georgian's way. Perot back to serve. Crane to Colin Crane. Brad Crane now with the tip over the net. Big save by Liam Gray, getting high for that one. Romero plays it over the net. Darian Haynes with a big block. Spencer Barrie tried to play it over. Darian Haynes was there once again. Forces Fleming into a timeout. As they now trail 13-10, they'll talk things over and hope to regroup for the second half of the second set. Eric Perot to serve for the Grizzlies. We're back underway midway through the second set. Schuller gets low, keep that ball alive. Colin Crane now to Nick Bride, that's played over. Thorup to Liam Gray to Haynes. Almost a dunk over the net for that one, but it's returned by the Knights. Now Liam Gray chasing down a ball, keeping it alive. Perot mishits, trying to play it over the net. Knights get the point. After coming out a little bit flat in that first set, Fleming has found some life, keeping it close in the second set. It's 13-11 lead for the Grizzlies. Bride with the serve. Gray to Mitten, off the arms of Colin Crane, out of bounds. Well struck ball by Mitten. Point Grizzlies. Darian Haynes will serve. It's a 14-11 lead midway through the second set in favor of the Grizzlies. They've got the ball. And the serve is up. Schuller, Crane to Howes, tipped at the net. It did fall out of bounds, but the point goes Fleming's way off of a Georgian player. Pearson Laviolette, a bit of a soft serve, not enough to get over the net there. I think he was looking to place that one on the short side of the net, just a little, just not enough on it. It falls short into the net. Bowen Mitten to serve for the Grizzlies. Schuller to Colin Crane to Brad Crane. Now Liam Gray sets up Eric Perot, blocked at the net. Good play there by Joel Howes, who's certainly fired up by that play. Gets the ball back for his team, down 2 points. 15-13. And it'll be Brad Crane to serve. Crane's serve goes into the net. So a couple serves into the net by Fleming. They got the ball back and give it right back to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies up 3. Jordy Romero with the serve. Brad Crane to Colin Crane. Now Barrie. Couple strikes to the net, kept alive by diving Georgian players, and Mitten earns the point for the Grizzlies. Finds the open floor just out of the reach of Pearson Laviolette. Extends the lead to 4 points. Jordy Romero to serve again. Pearson Laviolette plays it to the net for Barrie. He plays it over. Gray now trying to get the point. It's kept alive by Schuller to Barrie. He'll miss on that attempt. Goes out of bounds. Another point for the Grizzlies, who are now pulling away midway through the second set. Brad Crane to Colin Crane to Howes, who plays it over. And now Perot earns the point for the Grizzlies. It went off of the arms of Dion Pearson Laviolette. Grizzlies on a bit of a run. Mike Belsey may consider calling a timeout if his Fleming Knights gives up another point or two. It's Romero with the serve. Brad Crane to Colin Crane. Pearson Laviolette, who misses long and out of bounds. Knights now down 7. Romero with the serve. Crane unable to handle that serve, and Mike Belsey will call a timeout for his Fleming Knights. Giving up a run of points there. Giving a lot of energy to the Georgian Grizzlies, who now lead 21-13. They'll take a moment to talk about it. Fleming timeout.
My uncle told me to do that, but like, yeah, I don't know. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, do I? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's the dream right there. Yeah, yeah. That's the dream job right there. Maybe I'll give it a go. Yeah.
Jody Romero to serve. We're back underway. Perot making a play at the net, followed by Armstrong, denying Colin Crane, but eventually it'll be Spencer Barrie earning the point for the Knights. Went off the arm of Jody Romero and out of bounds. So the Knights down 7, 21-14, Joel House to serve. Perot thought he had an eye on that one, thought it would go over his head out of bounds, but just falling in bounds. That's an ace for Joel Howes and the Fleming Knights, down 6. Perot to Gray, back to Perot, block to the net. Gray does a good job reaching, keeping that alive, and now Mitten will play it over the net. Colin Crane to Barrie, just within reach. He gets it over the net. Thorup plays it back over. Pearson Laviolette sets to Colin Crane. Now far side for Barrie. Gray keeps it alive. Mitten. Perot tried to make that play, and it just outside of that far back left corner, ruled out of bounds. Knights get another point within 5 of the Georgian lead. Howes, Romero pops it up, Gray, Armstrong not able to play it over the net. It's called as 4 touches. However, it went in the net, it was falling on the Georgian side of things. Joel Howes to serve. Knights down 4. Perot pops it in the air. Gray, far side for Mitten with the tip. Diving Howes kept that alive. Gray setting to Romero. Off the arms of Howes and out of bounds. That's a good point earned by Jordy Romero for his Grizzly squad. Get back on the board, regain their 5-point lead, and it'll be Mitch Armstrong to serve. Armstrong serves, but low and into the net. It's a free point for the Knights, and now Colin Crane will head back to serve for Fleming. Down only 4 points, but it's about that time of the set where they need to get something going. 22-18 lead for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies only a few points away from closing this one out. Perot playing the free ball over. Colin Crane to Bride. Great job by Nick Bride, hitting a couple balls over the net there. It was blocked, came right back his way on the second attempt. He took advantage of it, got the point for Fleming. Now down only 3, 22-19, Colin Crane to serve. Romero, Gray, Haynes. Not enough to get it over the net, and Fleming on a bit of a roll. The Grizzlies kind of sliding here late in the second set. Fleming's pulled within 2. Colin Crane will serve. Romero to Gray to Haynes. Haynes gets the Grizzlies back on track. Get their lead up to 23-20, and now Liam Gray will hope to get 2 points and end this set. Gray's serves returned. However, it'll be 4 touches on the Fleming side, and now Liam Gray has the ball for set point for the Grizzlies. And Liam Gray's 5th ace of the night will close out the second set. The Grizzlies take it 25-20. Liam Gray, 3 aces away from an OCAA career record, 4 aces. It's the Grizzlies out on top, 2-0. We'll be back for the third set.
It's your last chance to get a t-shirt or a scarf from Captain Grizzlies, so you gotta make some noise.
Chance, man. Poor Robert, he doesn't get it. Yeah, he doesn't. He's a great guy. He is a beauty. He's got a great heart. He's just annoying. No, I think it's like my biggest pet peeve. Gotta love him. I would imagine he's probably somewhat on the spectrum. I think that generally social media.
Kill that. Mike Forrest with the serve for the Grizzlies. Third set gets underway. And it'll start with a 1-0 Knights lead as that serve went out of bounds. Brad Crane will now take over from the service line for the Knights. Serve popped in the air by Thorup. And Darian Haynes earns the point for the Grizzlies. Ties things back up 1-1. Liam Gray to serve. He's got 5 aces on the night, hoping to build on that here. Liam Gray at the service line. Colin Crane to Barrie, blocked by Haynes. The duo of Eric Perreault and Darian Haynes forming a wall. Gets the block and the point for the Grizzlies. Liam Gray to serve once again. Pops in the air, falls to the Georgian side. Cameron Calhoun tried to play it back, but just missing the mark. It goes out of bounds. Nick Bride now serving for Fleming. New addition, Cameron Emmett, keeps that one in play. Bride plays it over. Calhoun pops in the air. Gray now to Perreault. Perreault earns the point for the Grizzlies. They're up 3-2, and Eric Perreault will serve. That's a new addition here in 2019 at the libero spot for the Georgian Grizzlies. Number 2, Cameron Emmett. He's a first-year man out of Barrie, Ontario. Grizzlies are in back-to-back points there and lead the third set 4-2. Colin Crane, Spencer Barrie, his hit is low and into the net. Georgian now putting together a stretch of points. They lead this third set 5-2. Mike Belzy asking for a bit more energy from his Fleming group. Colin Crane now missing on the pass, but getting it over the net. He'll have another chance at it, setting to Pearson Laviolette, who knows what to do with it. Big kill for Pearson Laviolette and a good play drawn up by the Fleming Knights. Spencer Barrie with the serve here for the Knights. Gray to Calhoun. Calhoun earning the points for the Grizzlies. He had a lot of space to work with. No one went up to contest him on the net, and he really could place that ball anywhere. It's easy points for the Grizzlies there with the play on the net. Darian Haynes with the serve. Brad Crane to Colin Crane. Spencer Barrie steps up. Perreault digs, keeps it alive. Thorup with a good play to get it over the net. Pearson Laviolette plays it over. Mike Force is there. Gray with the set. Denied by Howes. Thorup will volley it over. Joel Howes now with the kill. He gets it off the hand of Mike Force. It falls to the ground. Point for the Knights. Down by 2 early in the third set. Spencer Barrie to serve. Barrie with the ace. Well struck ball. Puts his team within 1. They're down 6-5 in this set. Point is going to be awarded to the Grizzlies. Improper rotation by the Knights. So a mental error by the Fleming Knights that'll cost them a point and give the ball back to the Grizzlies. It's a 2-point swing there. You take one away from yourselves and give it to your opponent. Grizzlies now up 3 points, 7-4. Colin Crane to Brad Crane for the points. Crane to Crane connection earns the point for the Knights. Joel Howes now to serve. Emmett to Gray to Calhoun. Calhoun volleys it over. Laviolette's there. Desperately trying to make a play of the Knights. They're able to keep it alive and get the ball over the net. But now Sam Thorup went for it, doesn't get it, just missing on the attempt, out of bounds. Now the point ends up being awarded to the Grizzlies. Now Sam Thorup to serve. Up 8-5. Good play there by the Knights. A routine offensive play. Nick Bride finishes that, gets the kill, gets the point for the Knights, who are now down 8-6 in the third set. Colin Crane to serve. Perot to Gray, back to Perot. Blocked at the net. Thorup keeps it alive. Sorry, that was fours. Barrie. Thorup receives it. Gray sets up Perot. Colin Crane to Brad Crane. Liam Gray keeps it alive. Emmett to Perot. Perot finds the back corner. Great hit by Eric Perot. Earns the point for the Grizzlies. And they're up 9-6 now with the ball. Mike Forrest to serve. Barrie to Colin Crane, back to Barrie. Unable to get the block up at the net was Liam Gray, and Darian Haynes went through their arms, falling to the floor, just out of the reach of Cam Calhoun. Brad Crane now to serve for the Knights. Within 2 points. Thorup, Gray, Haynes, point, Georgian. Made it look easy on that offensive possession. It's a 3-point lead for the Grizzlies. Liam Gray back to serve. Colin Crane sets up Pearson Laviolette. Tipped at the net, so it will be awarded to the Knights just off the fingertips of Darian Haynes as he went up for the block. Sets up Nick Bride at the service line for the Knights. Emmett, Gray, Haynes, point, Georgian. When they can receive that serve cleanly and pass with precision, they sure make it look easy, as they did on that return. Eric Perot now to serve for the Grizzlies. Schuller to Colin Crane to Barrie, blocked at the net. Scrambling to keep it alive. Schuller will play it over. Calhoun, Gray, back to Calhoun. Blocked at the net by Pearson Laviolette. Point goes Fleming's way. They're within 2, and Spencer Barrie will prepare to serve. Official takes a moment to double check the rotation for Fleming. He gives it the go ahead, and Spencer Barrie will serve for the Knights. Emmett keeps that ball alive, sets up Haynes, and that's an easy kill for Darian Haynes. Great pass by Liam Gray, got low and popped that one up in the air. Darian Haynes now to serve. Maintaining a 3-point lead, Georgian Grizzlies are. Brad to Colin Crane. It's hit over by Joel Howes, just out of the reach of Darian Haynes, and that is a point for the Knights. Within 2. Fleming has kind of been down 2 points all set, really unable to get much closer. They have a chance to do so here. Thorup returns the serve, sets up to Calhoun. Pearson Laviolette to Colin Crane to Joel Howes. Emmett now sets up Thorup, who punches it over. Brad Crane to Colin Crane. Far side for Barrie, blocked at the net by Thorup. And that's a point for Georgian. Cam Calhoun now serving. Just missing with the serve. It's a free point for the Knights. Now back to within 2 points, and let's see if they can pull much closer. Joel Howes to serve. Thorup to Gray, tipping it over. Howes plays it over, missing, out of bounds. Grizzlies regain their 3-point lead. Thorup with the serve. Pearson Laviolette to Colin Crane. It's played over. Now Emmett serving to Thorup. Popped in the air by Schuller. Pearson Laviolette to Brad Crane. And a call for being on the net puts the Knights back within 2 points. Knights have stayed within striking distance throughout all of this third set, but have been unable to pull it much closer than 2 points. We'll see if they can do so here. They've got a real opportunity. Serve is up. Gray to Calhoun, blocked at the net. Thorup helps. Gray now to Perot. The Cranes returning this one. Barrie plays it over. Gray to Fours. And the Grizzlies just had so many opportunities to get that point. Eventually they did. They had about 3 or 4 strikes right at the net. Knights did a good job contesting those kill attempts, but eventually they got it. Mike forced to serve here for the Grizzlies, up 3. Colin Crane far side for Barrie, tips it over. Thorup to Perot. Off of a Knights player at the net and out of bounds. Point goes the Grizzlies' way. 4-point lead forces Mike Belzy and the Fleming Knights to call a timeout.
Fleming takes their first timeout.
It's their first timeout of the third set. But they figure now is a good time to talk things over and hopefully put together a plan to get right back in this game. They're down 4, Fleming timeout.
Grizzlies number 11, Mike Fours.
Mike Fours is getting ready to serve here for the Grizzlies. They've got a 4-point lead. Barrie with the kill for the Knights. Knights within 3. Brad Crane will serve. Emmett to Gray to Perot. earned the point for the Grizzlies there, and Liam Gray is back to serve. And they serve by Gray. Colin Grain keeps it alive off the net. Nick Bride plays it over. Now Emmett with the set to Perot. And that's an easy point for the Grizzlies, and for Eric Perot, does no wrong with a pass like that. Liam Gray back to serve once again. They're up 5, 18-13, late in the third set. Gray's serve grazes the net. Colin Crane, far side to Pearson Laviolette. And they'll try and keep that one in bounds, but unable to do so. Results in a lift. Now up 6 points. Liam Gray has the ball ready to serve. Gray's serve fielded by Brad Crane. And then newly into the game, Jacob Watson did no wrong. That ball popped up right in front of him, and he just sent it to the floor, earning the point for the Grizzlies. Now up 7. Missing on that serve was Liam Gray. He'll give a point away to the Knights, and they've got a chance to string together a few points and get back into this third set. Currently down 6, 20-14. Nick Bride at the service line. Emmett to Gray to Jacobs. Point earned by the Knights there. Strong play at the net. They continue to linger in this third set. Nick Bride to serve. Bride serves up. Romero to Gray, back to Romero. Plays it over off the arms of Brad Crane and out of bounds. Jordy Romero earns the point and sends himself to the service line, up 21-15. Brad Crane mishandles that, gets help off a Joel Howe's kick. Colin Crane keeps it alive. Thorup hits it. It's tipped by Howes and out of bounds. It's another point for the Grizzlies, now up 22-15. Romero with the serve. Schuller, Crane. Howe steps in and can play that one over the net. Now Gray with the set to Calhoun, but it's blocked. Pearson Laviolette and Joel Howes got up on that ball and block it at the net. It's do or die time here for the Fleming Knights. They've got the ball down 6. Thorup to Gray, back to Thorup on the far side, but blocked. Howes and Colin Crane forming the wall, and a good block. Strong point earned there for the Knights. A point gets awarded. It went out of bounds off those Knights players, so Georgian gets the point. They're up 23-16. Schuller, Pearson Laviolette, he plays it over. Gray to Romero. Romero will miss on this one, and Knights get the point. Down 6 points, trailing 23-17. Dion Pearson Laviolette takes over the service line. Serve is up. Romero pops in the air. Gray to Fours. Blocked by Joel Howes. Howes having a strong game at the net. Knights pull within 5. Emmett to Gray to Fours. He mishit it. However, it falls to the floor. And the point goes Georgian's way. And now it'll be Cam Calhoun at the service line. Match point for the Grizzlies. Colin Crane to Joel Howes, and Howes keeps this one going. It'll be Joel Howes to serve. No room for error now, down 24-19. They've got to string together some points. Romero sends it back the other way. Colin Crane now to Bride. Bride plays it over. Emmett's there. Gray to Calhoun, who misses on that one. Another point going Fleming's way. Joel Howes to serve again. Emmett, Gray, far side for Thorup. That one's out of bounds. The Knights' night will continue. Howes' serve hits the net, and that's how this one will end. A mistake by Joel Howes. He did have a strong game, but putting into the net on the last play there ends the night. Georgian takes this one 3-0. And that'll do it for varsity action here tonight at Georgian. The women's team got the win 3-0. The men's do the same, 3-0 win, so sweeps all around. And a great night for Georgian volleyball. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. The men's team moves to 9-1 on the year. The strong season continues. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Sean McAvoy. Happy to be here. Have a great night.